Yeah, thank you very much for that background introduction, Michael. Really appreciate you putting on the context for the webinar today. And
Yeah.
good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ola Jimmy Abioro, and I'm the ITSM Accounts Manager here at SolarWinds. Today, we'll be taking you through our SolarWinds Service Desk, which is our ITSM solution, can help you streamline your processes across multiple departments, right? So this is also applicable to your finance processes, your HR facilities processes. I'm going to share my screen because I have a short slide that I had done for this meeting. Let me see. Michael, is my screen visible, please?
Not yes. I think it's coming up.
Okay.
Yes, it's visible.
All right, great stuff. Great
Oh yeah,
stuff.
probably desktop.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to start by introducing our latest feature on SolarWinds Service Desk, which is called Enterprise Service Management, right? So what is Enterprise Service Management? Basically, ESM is the practice of applying IT service management processes and capabilities across your organization. The whole idea is to help other departments be able to improve their service delivery, and also be able to, make sure that the consumer of those services are happy and comfortable with those services. So a little bit of background as to why the need for ESM has come forth. Before now, many people or many organizations used to see the service relationship between departments as a one-way process. We all know IT. You need something, go to the IT department. But right now we found that these relationships are actually more of a multi-directional relationship. Basically, every IT or every service provider within the organization is also a service consumer of some sort, right? So you need something maybe IT related, you probably go to the IT department, but there are times that IT would also probably need something from HR. You want to get your pay slip, or you need something from finance, or you need something from facilities. So the relationship between these departments are intertwined. The question then arises for why ESM, right? So the number one thing I want us to focus on is the IT service management within the organization is not the responsibility of the IT department alone. Like I said, every department is some sort of service provider, and it's important to be able to standardize and control your own service delivery processes, right? Back to what I was saying. If it's okay with everyone, I can just continue this way.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
you can continue. Yes.
Okay. So I stopped at explaining why ITSM processes is not restricted to the IT department alone, right? So every department should be able to have control and be able to standardize the services they provide within the organization. Another key point here is improved service delivery success rate, right? So all start from being able to design your services, but with a very well organized service delivery process, and being able to quickly assign those services in form of a workflow process, and also attaching SLAs to those processes, you find that you're going to have a better service delivery success rate. Your users are able to access or request for those services more easily. They know exactly where to go with an ESM platform. The final point I wanted to draw attention to is your improved data privacy. Right, so you would agree with me that there are sensitive informations that you may want to remain within your own department, right? For example, for finance, you probably don't want your IT guys seeing details of the payrolls of the company. You want that to be segregated, right? So with an ESM platform, you're able to have multiple instances where you can have full control of your own process and your own data, and you can have specific sort of agents or assignees that would be responsible for those data. Um, taking us to some of the common processes that you would expect from the different departments. And again, this is not limited to just these three departments we're talking about today. This can be used across multiple departments. For example, you would expect if you have a trouble ticket, you want to go to IT. If you need a new hardware, you want to reset your password, you want to go to IT. But how about if you want to request for an employee onboarding, right? Where do you go to, right? Human resources. But you need to be able to quickly find those services and be able to request for them. So things like title changes, employee offboarding, or new hire request are some of the processes that can now be created in your own private instance, and then you can have your own specialized workflows behind them. For finance departments, you would expect to be able to request for your travel payment approval if you want to set up a new vendor on the system, or you want to create a purchase order for any of your procurement purposes or a payment authorization. Again, these are some of the most common processes that you would expect. And I would imagine some of these processes already resonate with you, but we are happy to discuss company-specific processes that you may have in your own department going forward. Finally, right, what value do you want to expect from deploying SolarWinds Service Desk and leveraging the ESM system? Firstly, is a structured ITSM process, and I can overemphasize it, the importance of having your own specialized and specially designed ITSM processes based on your human resource processes or your finance processes. The next one is your improved employee satisfaction. We all know that an happy employee is a productive employee, right? So if employees are able to access the services faster, they're able to track what the progress of the services are, and you have very good SLA programs that are attached to the services, at the end of the day, you would expect your employees to be happy with your service delivery processes. Again, they're going to have full visibility. They can simply go to a portal to see, okay, is my service being attended to? Who is it assigned to? As opposed to if they were simply sending an email and they're not able to see what is going on with the request, they have to follow up maybe every 2 or 3 days, right? Now they can have a full visibility of the delivery process. Again, you're going to have a one-stop shop for all your services. So if you have multiple services that you deliver within the organization, your employees can simply go to a portal to browse for those services and select the right one they need at the moment. You're then going to be able to be more proactive with your service delivery processes rather than being reactive. That way, if my title changes, for example, I don't need to be asking around the organization for who to go to. I can simply go to the one-stop shop, complete a short form, and then you have a workflow process kick off at the end of that form. And finally, you have a better quick service delivery time. Basically, with the SLAs again, and with the services being assigned to the right team, you're able to deliver on these services in a quick and timely manner. So basically what we're going to be showing you today, once Raj takes over, is an example of what the service portal for that one-stop shop could look like, and also what some of your workflow processes could look like, and the use case scenario for your SLA rules. At the end of the day, you're also able to report on all this data that you're collecting, right? One important data I know for many organizations is you want to know what's the most common services that are being requested, or how quickly you're attending to those services. Or you may simply want to take a satisfaction survey to see if the service consumers are happy with the services you're delivering. All that would now be possible with the SolarWinds Service Desk ESM capabilities. So over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to hand over to Raj to take us through the demo. And if we have any questions as we go through the demo presentation, please feel free to drop them in the chat window. It's going to be monitored. And then at the end of the demo, we'll open up the mic, as Michael has said, to allow more questions.
Yeah, thanks, Olaji. And thanks a lot, Michael, for the introduction. And thanks a lot, all of you, for joining us today in this webinar. Myself, Raj Pandya, Let me just share my screen and I'll walk you through the ESM part. Yeah. So I hope all of you are able to see my screen. And as our today's topic is go beyond IT, so I will focus more on the ESM part. But before we jump onto the ESM screen, I want to showcase to you like how currently you guys are using the basic ITSM functionality without ESM and what problem it will be creating for you. And then I'll jump onto the ESM and I'll show you like how it can all those configurations and everything can be easy once you have the ESM available. So generally, when you talk about your ITSM, you'll be having one of the end user portal and you will be having the technician side portal. So wherein from the end user portal, all of your user, they will be able to see all of the different services which is provided by organization, whether those services are related to the HR department, whether they are related to the finance department, legal, marketing. So if you don't have the ESM, you need to manage all of these services from your single tenant itself, wherein not only the services when they will go back to the ticket creation at that time also they will have a visibility for all of the categories available, either those categories are specified for the IT related to the HR. So those things you can customize, but you need to do a bit more configurations and everything, and you need to rely on more on the roles and permission. And on top of that, the main part is the segregation of the data, because when our ticket gets created from the HR, the IT person or some of the admin who has access to the technician side portal, they can get visibility for such a ticket. If some of the finance related tickets, payroll related tickets are there. So on those tickets, if you want to segregate the data, then ESM will be helpful. And on top of that, in the HR, in the finance, into those each and every department, the person who will be the admin, they can customize each and everything as per their requirement. So those restrictions will be applied into the ESM part. And then for your each and every tenant, you can have a dedicated admins available. So now from the main ITSM side, here you can have only this basic visibility. But post that when I jump onto the ESM side, so this is my ESM portal wherein you can have one organization level URL available. From there in straightforward, I can go to the company related main landing page. So wherein all of the end user, they will be able to see each and every services which has been provided by organization. So simply from here, I can navigate to each and every tenant on which I am an administrator. So you can see that I have access to the IT and to the facilities. So as an admin, I can navigate to both of the tenant and I can manage all of the ticket which has been assigned to me. But as soon as I go to the organization, here I can add as many as other service provider into the platform. So simply to add a new service provider, how easy it is. So I can simply go to the account tab. Here I have the service providers tab available, wherein I can get to see each and every service providers which are available right now into my organization. And post that if I want to add a new service provider, what I need to do is I simply click on the plus sign and here I can name this particular uh, service provider like it is HR. I can put down the description and then if I want to specify any of the particular URL for them, then I can name them over here. And then one of the good feature we give you over here is like the HR team, they don't want to name the ticket as an incident. So we will let them select like whether they can put down the ticket, incident, work request, case, issue. So they can select all of those names and post that simply from here, I can create any of the particular name related to any of the particular tenant. So once I click on the create, boom, my service provider is created and then all of your end user they can go to the landing page and wherein they can have visibility available for all of these services or all of the service providers which are available into my organization. So this will be the default landing page post that for all of the end user, wherein they can see that we have IT related services available, HR related services are there, facilities related services are there. And one of the benefit you will get from this landing page is for this each and every service provider, you can have a dedicated portal page available. So as soon as I go to the IT, I can have a separate portal available I can get to see all of the portal related visibility different, like all of the color coding is different, images will be different than any of the other portal. And then if I go back and I open the human resources, then I can have the whole separate portal available related to the HR, wherein I can only get to see all of the HR related items, like any of the knowledge articles which will be available, any of the color coding which I've done, it will be separate for the HR team. So by saying that whenever your end user they need any help related to IT, they can go to the IT portal, and for the HR they can simply go to the HR user. So this is the easy way you can create all of this particular tenant and post that for your each and every tenant. As I told you, like for HR, let's suppose I am the admin for the IT tenant. So I can create such a way rule for a user that I cannot log in into the HR portal as a technician. So here I can have only my account tab available. So I can only create a tickets into HR portal. But when I go back to the IT side, I can have access available. So I can go back to the platform and I can work on any of the ticket which has been created into the IT portal. So this way you can have a security available between each and every tenant which will be available and which has been created into the platform. Post that, one another benefit you will get is, as I told you, like whenever you go into any of the particular tenant, all of the categorization, it will be different than each and every tenant. So when I'm into the HR related portal, and if I go to the category, I can only see all of the HR related categories, which can be again created by HR user. And one of the good feature and functionality we provide on this portal is all of this category creation, all of this form creation. You don't need to use any of the form. Simply with the drag and drop, your HR team, they can add all of these categories, they can customize all of those forms. So they will not a much more technical knowledge for creating such a template and a form. It will be very easy for them to providing all of this input into the their dedicated portal itself. Further, same way, they can have all of the service catalogs available as per their requirement. Like they will be needing a new hire onboarding, benefit inquiries, any of the other catalog items they want to add over here, that can be possible for them. And same way, when I go back to the IT, I can have only IT related stuffs available. So each and every catalog item, each and every categorization which I have done, they will be similarly only for the IT team only. So this is the main benefit you can get out of the ESM functionality. And post that, one another thing you can do is, from the ESM point of view, all of the user which will be added into platform, you can directly manage them from the organization level. So each and every user which has been added into platform, all of them you can manage them from the organization level. And post that those each and every user, they will be get reflected into each and every tenant which has been created. And post that the person who will be owner for any of the particular dedicated service provider or a tenant, they are the one who can give a different role to each and every user. So that way only the HR team member, they can have access to the HR portal, and all of the IT team member, you can give them to access to the IT tenant itself. And it is not only regarding both of them. In your part, you can add, you want to add any of the facility related tenant, any of the finance related tenant, that can be possible for you. Yeah, so these are the main feature and functionality you will be having from the ESM point of view. Post that, if we talk about like how those workflows can be created for all of the HR and finance, so that will be very easy from the HR point of view. So if we just talk about any of the catalog creation specifically, so under the tool itself, you can have a service catalog tab available under the service desk, wherein you can add as many as catalog items. So if we only talk from the HR point of view, they want to create one of the user onboarding process. So how they can do is, so I have one of the example available for the new hire request. So into this particular form itself, I can add as many as field which are needed to fill out by the end user whenever any new hire is joining the organization. So those fields I can create over here. And once those fields are created, then I have a workflow or a process tab available from wherein I can define, like once this service request has been created, post that what are the all activity needs to be happen as soon as it has been requested. So on that part, you can create all of these processes as per your requirement. But if I come back to the details tab, wherein you can add all of this field. So to add all of this field, it is very easy for you. I can simply go into the particular any of the form, and wherein I have the field add field option available, wherein I can add as many as fields. So here we have already added like what is the new hire type, wherein I have the drop down available. I have one of the checkbox available wherein I can decide like whenever HR is going to fill out this form, the business card will be needed or not. So all of this field you can create and it will be very easy for you. You simply click on the new field, you click on the plus new type, and from here you can decide like what are the all items you want to add into this particular form. So let's suppose I'm adding one of the field type and want to add it as a drop down, or if I want to it as a free text area, I just select that field type and I can click on the save and new, and that way you can have a new field type available into this form itself. And post that if you want to rearrange them, so you can just drag and drop and all those configurations can be done. So that way it is very easy to customize any of the form. This is just one example. In your case, if you want to create as many as such a different form, that can be possible for you. And once such a form customization has been done, post post that you can have a process creation available wherein you can decide like what are the all other activity needs to be done as soon as this particular service request is submitted. So if we go back to that service request again, I'll show you like how those workflows can be created. So this is our new hire request. And under the process, these are those steps I've defined like as soon as this approval has been given for this new hire. So once approval has been given, or post that I have all of this activity which needs to be happen. So like I need to order a laptop. So this task, it can get assigned to the finance team. I want to create a security badge. So this task can assign to the security team. And I need to set up a work environment for this particular user. So this ticket, it can get assigned to the facilities. So under one service request itself, all of the different tasks which needs to be done for this particular user, it can be assigned to all of the different department. So by simply creating one ticket, you can have all of the other tasks available into the one service request itself. So that way all of the process or all of the activity which needs to be done for a user, it can be done automatically from the one service request itself. Post that once all of this activity are done, whenever we fill out the form, on the basis of that form, you can decide like what are the all other activities or what are the all softwares needed for this user. And if he is joining for a sales team at that time, what are the all application needs to be available for him. If he is joining for a marketing team, then what are the all other things needs to be defined for this particular user. So those all things you can decide into this particular catalog itself. So this is just one of the example, but in real case, if you want to create any of such a catalog, you can come to the service catalog tab. Here you can click on the plus sign, and from here you can define all of the catalog related items. Like you can rename it under the description if you want to put down any of the video, any of the images that can be possible. Post that you can categorize them. So that way, let's suppose from the ESM point of view, you are creating this catalog item for the HR. So you can select those categories, subcategories, and from here itself, you can define the whole process. So creating a process, how easy it is, you simply click on the plus sign and you can have all of the different process modules available, like what type of process you want to define over here. So as a part of any of the particular process, main thing you need is you need a approval from a particular person whenever some request has been made out by any of the user. So that way you can have a fully automated approval process available wherein you can select approval, and here you can define like by whom this approval needs to be given. So for an example, let's suppose someone needs a new laptop. So at that time, whenever those laptop are needed, it has to be approved by that particular person's manager. So I will name it as a manager approval. And under the approver, so here when any of the user will be added into platform, we will let you select like whom they are reporting to. And if you do the integration with your Azure Active Directory, all this information we can get automatically for you. So let's suppose for this user, we need like it has to be approved by the requesters manager. So whichever person will make a request, his manager, they need to approve it. And post that you find out like many of the time manager is not available, or you have one or two persons available. Like, so I can add a requesters managers manager also over here, and I will apply a condition like only one approver is required. So if manager is not available, then his manager, he can also approve this particular request. Or let's suppose for some of the requests I need both of them to approve, so you can have all approvers required. So you can have these conditions also available, wherein you can have 4 to 5 different team members who's going to make a decision or who's going to approve such a scenarios. So on that time you can have all of these conditions available. And once these conditions are defined, then you can have if else sort of mechanism, wherein you can define like if this approval has been given, post that what needs to be happen, and if this approval has been declined, at the time simply you want to send a notification like so and so, or your manager has declined the request. So automatically we will stop the process and we will send a notification to them, and this particular ticket can be automatically closed also. But once it has been approved, then again, if you want to set down a 2 level of hierarchy, like once it has been approved by a manager, then you also need it to be approved by the IT manager. So I can add one more approval over here also, like IT manager approval. I will select a particular person over here for approval. And post that again, you have the if else mechanism. So then once both of the approval are given, then the person whom ticket has been assigned, I want him to check, like just check in the, I will create one task for him to check like whether laptop is available or not. So I will assign a tag to him wherein he needs to check laptop availability. And once this task has been done, then again, if he finds out like laptop is available, then I have some software which needs to be installed into this laptop before he provide this laptop to any of the team member. So I will create one more task like software installation. And once this all and activity has been done, then automatically I can simply send a notification from over here to the end user, like please come to IT and collect a laptop. So I will select incident requester and I will send a message like please collect laptop. Add notification. Yeah, so this is the whole process we have created only for the new laptop requirement. So in your case, for any of the other department was like from the facility side, let's suppose someone needs to relocate their particular desk. So for that, you can have dedicated catalog items available, and under those each and every catalog item you can have those all of the different workflows available. So when I go back to the service catalog, I have one of the example available here, wherein for the general maintenance request, if you want to create, so you can have such a fields available for them like facility request type, what building and location where it needs to be done, and once it has been executed, then you can have a different process under it available also. So that way, for your each and every department, you can have such a way catalog items available, and which can be dedicated created for that particular tenant only. And whenever your user they log into those particular service provider, they can have a visibility available for them. Yeah, so that's all on the side of the service catalog creation. And post that, one of the other key feature which will be useful for all of those different ESM tenant, it will be the service level agreement. So wherein all of the different department, they can measure like how the each and every team member is performing. And also they can provide a services in a better way, in a faster way to all of the person who has requested for it. And for that, we have a fully automated service level management module available, wherein for your each and every department, each and every site with your each and every ticket priority, you can have different SLAs available. So with the help of SLAs, what will happen? Under our tool, you can define a different condition set, and whenever those condition set matches with the ticket, you can have the automated actions available. So if we go with the basic example, for a ticket has been not resolved within a particular amount of time. So for an example, I have any of the ticket which comes in my organization, I need them to be get resolved within a 2 days time span. So in the target, I will select a not resolve. I will define a 2 days, and further here we will give you the threshold. So rather than having notification something, the visualization of the color code, it will make a more impact. So here you can define like if 2 days has been given, so by which time you want to provide a pre-breach indication to your user. So those things you can define over here. And once it has been defined, here you can define the scope, wherein if you want to further filter out all of this SLA rule, then you can use the scope. So later on we will talk about that particular example, but right now we will discuss on like if any ticket gets created from the organization, and if that does not get resolved within 2 days time span, then you can have all these automated actions available. So one of them is you can automatically set the ticket's priority to the critical. You can automatically assign a ticket to any of the particular team members. So let's suppose it has been not get resolved by a tier 1 support team, then I automatically want to assign it to the tier 2 support team. In your case, like if you want to assign this to the manager or a team lead, that can be possible, cause for your each and every different team, different department, different categories, you can have a separate SLAs available. And then I want to send a notification to the incident assigned is manager, like this particular person, he has breached the SLA. So this is the generic example we have created. If ticket does not get resolved within 2 days time span, then you can have all of these actions available. And this can be apply into all of the ticket which gets created into your team. But pose that, let's suppose you want to create a specific SLAs for a specific priorities. So then this scope will be useful. So right now you can see that we have not selected any priority over here. So as soon as I will select a priority, and let's suppose we want to create this ticket SLA for the high priority ticket. And in my organization, I want any of the ticket which gets created with high priority, I need them to be resolved within a 6 hours time span. So I will select a 6 hours over here. Then the same thing, like if ticket does not get resolved, then I can have all of these actions available. Same way with the high priority and with a security related concern. So if any of the ticket which is related to the compliance or security, it gonna going to make a major impact in my organization if something is has breached the security or something. So such a scenarios or such a ticket, I need to be get escalated or resolved within a 2 hours time span. So that way for your each and every categories and each and every priority, you can have a different SLAs available. And these SLAs, they are not only relevant for the resolution. Apart from that, you can have a couple of more targets also available, like ticket has been not assigned within a particular timestamp if no comment has been put down into the ticket. So one of the ticket has been created and it has been assigned to the user, and it has been 1 day pass, but there is no update given to that particular user from the technician side. So you want to make a one rule in your organization, like as soon as ticket get assigned to the technician, they need to provide some sort of feedback to the end user. So on that part, this SLA will be useful for you. Post that the not resolved we have already discussed, and then you can have the no action taken. So whenever any ticket gets assigned and no action has been taken at all into the ticket, at that time also you can have the this SL is available. And lastly, you can have the no state change available. So the no state change is been used to manage the life cycle of your ticket. So you will be having a different state of your ticket, like ticket has been created, ticket has been assigned, ticket is waiting for a third party response, ticket has been closed or resolved. So on that part, let's suppose your ticket is into a third party vendor response waiting state right now, and technician is not doing any activity, but it's on the technician side, like whenever such a ticket is waiting for a third party response, they need to take some sort of follow up from the third party vendor. They cannot just let that particular ticket stay open for a 3 to 4 days and they are saying to the manager like it is still waiting for a third party vendor. So on that part, what you can do is you can define a target or a scenarios over here also, like if ticket stays into particular state for a longer amount of time, at that time you also want to get notification to your manager like why it has been not reverted back from the third party vendor. So that way you can have all of these different SLAs available. And as we can do this ESM based configuration, so your each and every service provider wise, you can have all of those configurations available. Yeah, guys, that's it from my side. I'll hand it over back to the Michael, and floor is now open for all of you for the Q&A.
Yeah, thank you so much, Raj. Thanks so much, Raj. I really smiled when you were sharing the part of when a new employee comes into an organization and there's a particular structure of what he's supposed to do, maybe get a particular document. And I'm like, if many companies that maybe have adopted something like this, it will be easy for a lot of new employees to easily adapt. When you don't need to start asking questions, oh, what should I do next? What should I do next? What should I do next? And you already have a structure in which you just follow through the structure and everything is automated for you, and you can always give feedback. It's going to solve a lot of issues and make people to easily adapt to new work environments. So thank you so much really for your time. So we are open to questions. Everybody mics is now unmuted. In case you have questions, you can just probably use the chat box or mute your mic for Raj to take your questions. And we are here for you really. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask right now. So any questions from anyone? You can just also quickly add, some of the common problems that a lot of HR departments face is the fact that a lot of times some employees they tend to take long before they get the help they need. Imagine they have questions from the HR department and they don't get those questions answered on time. With a solution like this SolarWinds Service Desk ESM feature, you can see how that it gets escalated immediately and it goes to the person that is meant to address your question so that you can have your answers ready. So also the final department, cases of things like reimbursements where you don't get your money reimbursed after a particular expense you made, you can always raise tickets and those tickets goes to the right personnel and you get answers to those things that you raised. So there are a lot of use cases that we could go on and on to explain for this particular solution, but I'm really just open to questions and feedback from any one of us if we have questions regarding a particular use case or a scenario in which you want to know will SolarWinds Service Desk work for this. If I have this particular example or scenario in my organization, please feel free to ask now.
Yeah, Michael, you actually painted that scenario perfectly. I'll give a short experience that I've had personally with a company I'd worked with in the past. I needed to change my name, and this is something that happens, quite frequently, I would imagine. Sent an email to HR, and for weeks on weeks, I didn't hear back, right? So these are some common scenarios that could happen within the organization. And sometimes it's not because the HR folks are unwilling to carry out this request, but it could just get lost in transit. You send an email, and we understand how busy things can get. Before you know it, your email is at the bottom of the email box, right? So you don't have accountability. Nobody is really assigned to that case or to that issue, and you just keep sending reminders. There's no SLA to say, okay, this sort of issues needs to be attended to within a specific time frame, and this can lead to frustration for your employees, right? So people start getting annoyed, right? Every time I ask HR to do something for me, it takes too long. If I need to change my bank details, I don't even know who to go to, right? With a proper structured process, you can just present, a form. This makes it easy for both you as the service provider to receive this request and also have those requests assigned to a specific person to be accountable for. And then the service requester is also able to have visibility into say, okay, this is my ticket number for this case, and this is who it is currently assigned to. I get notifications when it's reassigned or when the status changes. And also for you as a service provider, you may also want to know how many or what are the most recurring cases. At times, it could be a matter of just maybe sensitizing people on how best to go about their daily activities. So if you know people are requesting for a specific case, often you could decide to do a user training, right? So, okay, let's train people on how to help themselves resolve these cases, without needing the help of us as HR or as finance. But now you have the data you need to be able to make that informed decision. What's the volume of cases I receive on a monthly basis? What are the most recurring ones? What's my customer satisfaction like? And again, these are just examples, but we are happy to discuss further, specific use cases for any of the organizations you work with. I'll pause again here to allow questions, or if you need us to expand further on any use case that you may have.
Yeah, thank you, Olajimi. Yes, you can unmute your mic if you have any question. Can you mute your mic now, or you can use the chat box if you don't want to speak. Okay, yeah, I can see a question from Mr. Ephraim. Says, does this platform have other service management modules? For example, chain management. Will Raj want to take that or Lajim want to take that?
Yeah, I can take this one. Yeah, so
Okay.
under the ESM, you can have other modules also available. So basically, from the ITL perspective, we have all of the ITL aligned modules available, like incident management, problem management, and as you ask for a change management, it will be also available, and it will be part of a ESM also. So for any of the particular tenant you have created, whether it is for HR, finance, if you want to add the change management, that can be possible.
Thank you so
Yes,
much, Raj.
yeah, I
Okay.
can see one more question from the idiot. Yeah, it has integration with the Active Directory. Whether it is on-premise or the Azure AD, we can do integration with both of them.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Raj.
Yep.
So I hope that answers the questions, Mr. Ephraim and Mami Diat. You can just react if it's okay. Okay, we have one more question. Said, does the module come out of the box or it comes as a customization request? That's from Mr. Ephraim, and from Mami Diat she's saying that it is a license-based application, and if yes, what type of license goes for having 3 modules?
Yeah, so for the first question, yeah, all of the modules, it will be available out of the box. So with the basic plan which we have, you can have those each and every modules available of the incident, problem, change, release management, configuration management, those will be available.
Yeah, and I'll take the question regarding the licensing. Yep. So we license based on the agents. So we refer agents basically as people that would be able to be assigned cases or assigned tickets, and they'll be able to investigate those cases until they are closed. You're able to support unlimited end users. And in terms of the modules that would be available on the platform, we have 3 plans available depending on what sort of modules or processes you're interested in. We're going to be sharing the plan details, right? But basically from the advanced plan, you're able to have your ESM capabilities, and you can have up to I believe 15 departments having their different instances under the same tenant.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I hope that helps, Madam Medayat. Yeah, I'll allow Raj answer the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, so on the reporting side, yes, we do have out of the box reporting module available, in which for each and every module which we talk, whether it is incident, service catalog, change management, asset management, you can have readily available templates available. And by working on those templates, you can create customizable reports also. Other question I can see is, I understand the ITSM is CMDB. Can we use this as asset management? Yes. So to fill out all of the information of the CMDB, we have a asset management module wherein with the automated discovery and the CSV file import, you can add all of your asset into platform. Like if you want to add your computers, your servers, and any of your network devices you want to add, that can be possible. Yeah, so asset management module will be available out of the box also.
Yeah, and I'll just like to add to that we can do your automatic discovery for your IP addressable assets, but you're also able to track non-IP assets for free on the platform. This will be most important for facility department. Let's say if you wanted to track your tables, chairs, furnitures, televisions, you want to keep an inventory of the location, how many you have, that is also possible to track on the platform.
Yeah, other question I can see is like the can application auto connect detect devices. Yes, so we have a very good discovery tool inbuilt for the asset management, wherein with the IP based discovery, we can scan your whole IP range and we can discover devices into platform. Also, we have agent-based approach also available, wherein we can install the dedicated agent into your different operating system, and those devices can be also added into the platform. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, I believe you did. Yeah. Thank you, Raj.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Raj. Olajimi. Thank you, Mr. Ephraim and Mamediat. I don't know if there are any specific use cases anyone wants to ask about. You know, if you're an HR person, a finance person, and you feel, though, how can this work for me in my department? You know, you're free to ask now. We have about 4 minutes roughly to end the session, but let's just okay. You want to, can we have a POC on this application?
Yeah, free trial will be available. So this application is a SaaS-based application, and we do provide a 30-day free trial.
Yeah. Yes. Awesome.
I can quickly share a link over here also if you guys want to enable a trial.
Yes, so I would say as a sort of next step, like Michael said, if you would like to discuss a specific use case for your own organization, or you want to have a demo for your extended team to talk about the functionalities of the platform, please reach out to Ha-Shem. They are allied partners in Nigeria, and we're working closely with them to help many organizations streamline their service delivery processes. So definitely we can organize a personalized demo session with you. We also allow you to get your hands on the platform if you wanted a free account. It's fully functional for 30 days, and Michael would also be sharing the link to start that free account. So if you wanted to start building your processes to kind of show the value of the platform, we can also do that for you.
Yeah, awesome. I think this also be a great time
I think I just answered Madam Idiot's questions.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can have that POC free account, and again, it's fully functional for 30 days.
Yeah, thank you, Lajimi.
So Michael, I would say maybe follow up with Madam Idiot to provide that POC instance.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I think we still have one more question from Mr. Ephraim about integrations.
Yeah, so on the integration part, we have some of the integration out of the box available. And as you are mentioning, the integration with any of your banking application. So we do provide a webhook integration into each and every service request which you create, on which we will let you do the integration with any third-party application. And if you want to do a further integrations, we do have APIs available publicly. So by using those APIs, if you want to do any of the other sort of integration, like a ticket creation from any third-party application, getting any sort of details from any other application, that can be possible via the APIs. But yeah, surely it is possible.
Yeah, thank you so much, Raj. So I think this will also be a great time, Olajimi, to talk about the promotion offer, in case those that are looking to get this side of next quarter or next year.
Yes. So again, thank you very much for your time in this session. We really appreciate you taking time off from the middle of your day to listen to us talk about our solution. And as a sort of thank you, appreciation, and you can also call it early Christmas, we are offering a 10% discount on licenses that are purchased between now and March of next year. So if you want to take the discussion further, again, Ha-Shem would be happy to schedule a follow-up call. But yeah, as a sort of appreciation, we would be offering a 10% discount on your licenses, and it's valid until March of 2024.
Yeah, thank you for that, Olajimi. I'm very smiling here. Christmas gifts coming early November. Yeah, thank you so much. So we might need to close the session now, and time is really fast spent. I would like everyone to get back to their day and the likes. So I'll just quickly run through my conclusion, and in case there are more questions, you can always reach out to me. So I'm just quickly share my screen to conclude on this, and we can close the meeting and talk more on all that we have. So just to talk quickly, in case you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us via social media channels or our email addresses, in which Queen will be sharing shortly in the chat box our email addresses. So yes, our contacts, you can reach out to us at marketing@hashem.com or visit our websites at www.hashem.com. Like Olajimi said, in case there are questions, we can always attend to your question. And if you want to speak to Olajimi directly, he's always available. And even Raj, they're available for us to talk to. We can always reach out to them to attend to your questions and any other thing you might have. And just quickly add, we have a subsidiary called Ha-Shem Academy, in which we help people to upskill. If you are the professional, you want to probably upskill, you can always reach out to us at Ha-Shem Academy, and we can help you with some of the courses that we feel be useful for your growth. And basically, that's really all for the webinar. In case you have questions, Queen will be dropping the links to our social media channel on the chat box, and also there's a feedback form that she will also be dropping on the chat box. We want to hear your experience in case you want. This is very important for us, just to be sure that we gave you the value you wanted in this webinar. So once the link is dropped on chat box, you can always use the feedback form to make your comments or chat us or write what you learned from this webinar and what you're also expecting. And like Olajimi said, the free trials are available for the solution. And in case you want to discuss further, maybe you are thinking of specific things that, would this really work for my organization? You can always chat to us, and we're ready to have a call with you to, walk you through the whole processes. So I believe that's all from my end. Raj, are we good from your end? Olajimi?
Yeah, thank you very much for the time. All good from my end, and hopefully would be having more personalized conversations with many of our friends on the call quite soon.
Yeah, awesome. Raj, any final words?
Yeah, thanks everyone. And mainly from the enterprise service management, it will allow a greater efficiency and flexibility and enhance your current service desk usage by letting you expand from a single service provider to a multi-service provider. So that will like all of your different department, they can also leverage the tool better way. Yeah, and thanks a lot everyone for joining us today.
Yeah. So thank you everyone. Do have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye everyone.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Bye.